Hi, my name is George ACN, life coach, motivational speaker, and peak performance consultant. I want to talk to us about ideation, about visioneering, about how to convert our thoughts into things, about how to translate our visions into realities, how to move things from our mind to our hands, how to go from virtual to actual, how to turn our knowledge into cash. There is a process to go about this. How do you go about this? I believe that there are seven most important skills in life, seven masteries or seven competences. I believe that so much that I put together a course called Program 7. And the idea basically is to teach people what outstanding people know about success about life and how they can master skills, master it, and then achieve the same thing others have achieved. We see anybody who has done incredible things, achieved great results. It's basically as a result of his ability to master these seven skills. One of them is visioneering, the engineering of vision, the ability to conceptualize, articulate, and then actualize, to have a concept and to make that concept tangible, to move things from tangible to intangible. Trust me, it's a skill. The second skill that people who are outstanding have is the ability to communicate. And when we say communication, we're talking about connecting with people, we're talking about casting, painting pictures with words, and we're talking about convincing. So the second most important competence or expertise or mastery that very highly successful people have is communication. The third skill is leadership, duplicating your effort and multiplying your role, your results. Influence, ability to influence people, matching talent with roles effectively. And this is what leadership is all about. And it's also a skill. You're not born with that skill. You have to grow it and develop it. Is a very important skill. Leading us to the fourth skill. And that fourth skill is selling. The capacity to sell, to push yourself, to push your brand, to promote. And that result in skill you need to also develop. And that result into the financial skill. Because you need to have financial skills to manage the resources that you start making when you sell. The moment you start selling, what happens is that you start making money, and you need to have financial intelligence and financial expertise to handle the monies that you inevitably will make. It's a skill that successful people have. And that leads us to the sixth skill, and that sixth skill is goal setting and activity management, managing your time, managing your activities, creating systems, managing projects. That is a sixth skill. And then the final skill that top people have is emotional intelligence or emotional mastery, handling your emotions as it relates to people, handling your emotions as it relates to circumstances and events, not allowing failure to get into your heart or success to get into your head. That is some kind of emotional intelligence that you need to have. So those are the seven things. And today we'll focus on the number one. We'll focus on visioneering, the ability to convert thoughts to things. I'd like to share a few stories with you that I believe that will inspire you and bring you to a consciousness, to a point where you can start thinking about your ideas in a different light. Now, I know that you've heard of the story of Superman. I don't know if you've heard of the story of Superman. Now, Superman was created a few years ago, some decades ago, by two gentlemen by the name Joe Shuster and Jerry Siegel. The idea was to create a cartoon character, a comic book, where this Superman came from a planet out of the world, out of our Earth, and then he could run fast. He was faster than a bullet. He could stop a train. He could do incredible things. He had rays from his eyes. He could do, his breath could literally freeze water. He could do incredible things. And he came up with this. They came up with this idea, both of them, Joe Shuster and Jerry Siegel, and started to put it out there. They met a comic book franchise, a comic book magazine, a business that was involved in distribution, in creating and distributing comic books. And they sold that idea for peanuts, for literally nothing. And here's what happened to them. A few years down the line, when they died, in the 1990s, the early 1990s, Joe Shuster and Jerry Siegel died in abject penury. In fact, it took a public outcry for the DC Comics to start giving them stipends from the 1980s. So Joe Shuster and Jerry Siegel died broke. But guess what? The Superman franchise had sold, as of 2016, more than $3 billion had been made from Joe Shuster and Jerry Siegel's intellectual property. $3 billion. But the initiators, the progenitors, the people who came up with that idea died in abject penury. That idea had raised and made the people who pushed it and sold it and who bought it from them $5 billion. That's amazing. And it goes to show that people sometimes have ideas, and because they're not particular about the ideas, because they're not conscious of the ideas of a business. Reminds me of another very, very interesting story. A certain man by the name John Pemberton created a formula, brown substance, and he put out the idea on a piece of paper, and then he did a mixture that felt was fantastic. It could relieve you of stress, it was a recreational drink. And so he took that substance to a certain man called Asa Candler. Asa Candler was a drug chemist, was a chemist. And guess what? He sold that idea for a token of $500. $500. He told Asa Candler, take this idea, this is what you can do, this is the formula, and then, use it to do what you want to do. Sell it. And so Asa Candler took that idea, that brown substance, and in 100 years, that brown substance is the most drank substance on earth, aside water. I mean, it has gotten to more villages on earth than the gospel of Christ. It's the largest consumer of sugar in the world today. In 10 years of operations, that brown substance made Asa Candler a multi-millionaire. And the formula, what is used to produce that brown substance till to date, is kept in a safe in Atlanta, Georgia, and only 7 people, like they said, know the formula, and it's passed from one generation to another generation. And that brown substance is amazing. I'm sure that you most likely drank that brown substance sometime this week, or maybe even today, even a short while ago. That brown substance is Coca-Cola. Now, the interesting thing is that John Pemberton, who had the idea, who had the concept, did not place value on the idea. He did not realize that the birth of an idea could be the birthing of a business empire, and the death of an idea could be the death of a business empire. It took a visionary person by Asa Candler to take that intellectual property, to take that idea and then turn that idea into billions, employs a lot of people. Here's the point I'm trying to make. Ideas are God's answers to your prayers. Very often we pray to God to answer us. We pray to God to give us solutions, to give us ideas, to give us answers, to give us prosperity. Ideas are God's answers to your prayers. You've got to get to that point where you are more sensitive, where you are conscious of the ideas that come to you. And don't be like Joe Shuster and Jerry Siegel that died in penury because they didn't pay particular attention to that intellectual property, that idea, and they sold it for peanuts. Or don't be like John Pemberton, who gave out his idea to Asa Candler and literally gave it for little or nothing, $500 it was said. And Asa Candler took it to the next level. So, but there are also very fantastic stories that tell us about people who took ideas and turned it around. Now, a few years ago, many years ago, a certain man and his wife, they were returning from a failed trip. Now, this man was a cartoonist, and he had taken his idea to a certain organization for approval. Now, this organization did not approve it. For whatever reason, his proposal was not accepted. So he was there deflated and discouraged in the third-class train with his wife and was attending to his own private thoughts. But then while he was looking at his material, he saw a rat, a mouse, come out from that third-class train, trying to pick up a cookie crumb just by the side, just in the train. And as the rat picked it up, they both had this interaction. The man stared at the rat or the mouse, and the mouse stared at the man. And for that quick glance, I mean, later on, of course, the rat took his cookie, the crumb, and then went away. And right there and then, that man by the name Walt Disney came up with a fantastic idea. He took up his writing pad and then he drew a picture of a mouse. And he looked at his wife and told his wife, "Sweetheart, I just had a brilliant idea." She broke out from her own discouraged thought, and said, "What idea could it be now?" And he said, "I just got an idea, a new cartoon character, and I'll be calling it Mortimer Mouse." Mortimer Mouse. The wife said, "It's a fantastic idea, but I think you should call it Mickey Mouse." And that's how Mickey Mouse was born. Mickey Mouse, that idea, turned out to make Walt Elias Disney, one of the richest men in America in his time. He died in 1979, but before he died, he had 4 Oscar awards to his credit. If you go to Disneyland, maybe in Florida or in Japan or in France or in any part of America where you have Disneyland, one of the things you see noticeably is the statue of Walt Disney and that mouse holding, because that idea made him so much money. Of course, we have Disneyland, we have Disney World, we have all kinds of things, television studio, media outfits coming from that idea. And I'll talk about that shortly. But you see, this is one man who took an idea and, brooded, incubated on that idea, and that idea literally formed an empire. So let me quickly introduce you to the world of ideas, of ideation, of the world of translating your thoughts into things. Now, if you master this area very well, your life will become sweeter and better. You'll be able to convert a lot of things into reality. Do you have a business? Do you have a project? Do you have anything you want to start? I want to encourage you to pay attention to what I'm teaching you and showing you today, and I tell you, you get results faster and better. It's a skill. It's a process, but it's a skill. You can create something out of nothing. So when we say ideation, what are we talking about? Ideation means 3 things. Number 1, it means conceptualization. Having a concept, appreciating concepts. Concept comes, and I'm going to share that in a short while. Sources of concepts, sources of strategies, sources of ideas. You must understand that humans are conceptual. You need to understand and appreciate ideas, and not just appreciate ideas, believe in ideas. Every idea you receive from the universal bank of thought, because I believe that there is an undisclosed location of fantastic ideas. Now, conceptualization is what ideation means, but it doesn't just mean conceptualization. It does ideas. Now, take those ideas and put them on paper. So to articulate is to take the concept you have at the back of your mind and then put them on paper. So the process of putting together a plan, a business plan, a proposal, a marketing plan, of drafting, of crafting your thoughts from your mind on paper. And I tell people, I say writing is creation. The first time your thoughts and ideas have the opportunity to come into reality realm is when you write down. So you don't just want to have concepts, you want to articulate. So conceptualization is the first part of ideation. The second part is articulation, putting it down on paper, putting down as models. And articulation also means that part of communicating, communicating to a team, to a group of people. That's what articulation means. So conceptualization, articulation, and the third thing that ideation means or visionary means is actualization. Going out there and executing it step by step, following through the process of getting it done. So 3 things make up ideation: conceptualization, articulation, and actualization. Conceptualization meaning, appreciate ideas, capture ideas. Articulation, put them down on paper, ink your ideas, pencil your thoughts, draft and craft those ideas. And actualization, make sure you take action steps to getting these things done. That's how to start a business. Have a concept, put down a business plan, follow through that you have done. All right, so because you see, ideas are quite important, and every day we have great ideas. Ideas are creative thoughts, those thoughts that you consider creative. Ideas are also inspirational thoughts. Ideas are also inspirational thoughts. Ideas like I said earlier, thoughts from the universal bank of thoughts. So I believe that there's a place called the Universal Bank of Thought. Universal Bank of Thoughts. The Universal Bank of Thoughts is in an undisclosed place in our universe where a lot of things, models, things that will ever become, is there. So you can access that Universal Bank of Thoughts, or what you call the UBT, and I think it's created by God, and get great ideas for your business and for your future. So ideas are also special kinds of thoughts. They're not just thoughts, they are special kinds of thoughts. And I like to say this, that ideas are thoughts bettered from encounters. They are thoughts bettered from encounters. You have an encounter with an individual, you have an encounter with a book, you have an encounter with a fellow, you had an encounter with a circumstance, and those thoughts that come to you as a result of encounters is what ideas really is. Ideas are also thoughts as a result of brainstorming. You had a brainstorming session with a group of people, and what emerged from that brainstorming time is also ideas. So you need to become particularly interested in ideas. And I like you to write this down, that again and think about it, that the bet of an idea could be the bet of a business empire. The bet of an idea could be the bet of a business empire. Whenever you ask God to bless you financially or to make you prosperous, what he does is that he will give you an idea. And then what you do with that idea determines a whole lot, determines whether or not you're going to be prosperous or not. When you ask God to make you famous, when you ask God to make you popular, he will give you a talent, a seed, and that's talent, your seed of greatness. What you do with that talent, you're not becoming as great as you want to be. In the same vein, the debt of an idea could be the debt of a business empire. So be very particular about your ideas. I mean, great ideas. Right now, I'm using Facebook. Think of concepts created by people, WhatsApp, Instagram, Google. These are ideas of men that have become institutions, become used by a lot of people. You want to, and you talking about this great business that they actually started small. They started small. Apple started small. Google started small. Some of them started in their garages, Amazon, and these big things have small beginnings. Harley, Disney, Mattel, these are big organizations today, multi-billion-dollar organizations, but they started with somebody's mind, they started small, and today they are very, very huge. So here's the point I'm trying to make to you. Become a lot more sensitive to ideas. Brian Tracy says that every year we encounter at least 4 ideas that can turn our finances around. Every year, every single day, you process 65,000 ideas. And out of that 65,000 ideas, 2,000 of them are very good ideas. Out of the 2,000 of ideas, 100 of them are best ideas. Ideas that if you process, if you capture on paper, if you write down, if you think about, they can help you to become a better person. So ideas are quite important. So there are different kinds of ideas. I'm now going to the next another phase where I'll start showing you the different kinds of ideas that we have. First kind of ideas we have are trash ideas. What are trash ideas? Trash ideas, as the name implies, are ideas that are not good for anything. You've tried them out in the laboratory of life. They have failed. You have used them. They are not working. And then, as the name implies, you're throwing away those ideas. Thomas Alva Edison did over 9,999 experiments before he could successfully create the incandescent bulb. I'm sure the electric incandescent bulb. He had over 9,000 failures. 9,000 failures before, and so he trashed 9,999 experiments before he could eventually create that. In creating the battery, it is said that he did 25,000 experiments, and he failed 24,999 times before he finally succeeded with the 25,000th time. So whenever you get ideas and you try them out in the laboratory of life and they don't seem to work, or is a bad idea, then you can actually trash these ideas. Now, Microsoft and big organizations have ideas that they have trashed. They've done a lot of experiments and these ideas have been trashed. So trash ideas are ideas that have been tested and don't seem to work. So That's the first thing. But before you trash an idea, why don't you move this idea to what I call the second kind of ideas, shelf ideas. So trash ideas have been tested and they don't seem to work in at the moment. Why don't you shelf them? To shelve an idea means to file this idea. To shelve an idea means to put it aside. And very often, shelf ideas are proposals, our thoughts, our goals, our intentions, things that we want to achieve in the future. But because we don't have the current capacity, maybe by way of personal development or by way of resources, so we shelf them. Learn to shelf ideas. Certain ideas may not become reality in a few days. I don't know if you've read the book Lord of the Rings, and you've also watched the movie Lord of the Rings. Amazing work there. Now, Lord of the Rings is an amazing work, and the person who put that stuff together, he actually waited for more than 13 years before that book could become a reality. Same thing with the author of the book Harry Potter, J.K. Rowling, put together her book. She had to go through a divorce, and with her daughter, and she was a school teacher, but she became a billionaire because she believed in an idea. She worked on an idea, and today she's an amazing woman. So J.K. Rowling, amazing, fantastic woman, and she's doing quite a lot because it took her years to get that idea into reality. So there are certain ideas and concepts that come to you, and what you're supposed to do is not to throw them away or trash them. Like I said in the first kind of idea, you can actually shelve them. Start having this way of filing things. Start filing things. Start keeping things. All right, Start keeping things aside, with your ideas. That leads us to the third kind of ideas, and those kind of ideas are called suggestive ideas. What are suggestive ideas? Suggestive ideas are ideas that come from suggestions of people, or people say to you. You read a book, you got some captured a great idea from it. That's a suggestive idea. You had an encounter with a mentor. There's this Chinese proverb that says that a conversation across the table with a mentor is worth more than a month's study of books. So you have this conversation with a mentor or a coach or someone, a role model, someone prominent, and then you got some ideas. Oh, that's fantastic. So suggestive ideas are very powerful. You don't want to, suggestions are powerful. You don't want to throw away suggestions. Some of the greatest businesses I've started came as a result of conversations. And so you glean and get suggestive ideas from conversations. That's why I record conversations sometimes. If I'm going to meet a mentor, I'm going to meet someone who is an expert in a particular area, I'll record the conversation and I can call back and think. A sermon can give you a suggestive idea, or a book, a magazine, a television show, something you're watching or seeing or hearing can suggest an idea that can turn your life around. Remember that the bet of an idea could be the bet of a business empire. It reminds me of a certain man called Edwin Landers. Edwin Landers is the creator of the 60-second Polaroid camera. Now, this is what happened to him. He used, those days, you'd use your camera and snap a person, photograph a person, and then you have to take it to a dark room, create negatives, and then produce before you can have the pictures. And so one of those days, he took his daughter, I think, to a beach or somewhere, and they decided to take her a photograph. And after he did photograph her, she was like, "Daddy, I need the pictures. Daddy, I need the pictures." And he said, "No, that's not how it works. I have to take it to the lab, I have to process it, get negatives, and then before I can give you the picture." But that question, suggested to him that it should be possible. And then he began thinking of how he could snap a person, do a photograph of a person, and right there and then print that picture out. And because of that, he created what is called the 60 seconds Polaroid camera. So the idea is traceable to the question that his daughter asked him, "Daddy, I want my photograph right now." So suggestive ideas are powerful ideas. It leads us to another kind of ideas called link ideas or chain ideas. Link ideas or chain ideas. What are link ideas and what are chain ideas? These ideas are connected with each other. They are linked to each other. You start off a business, and the goal was to just be a blessing to people, and then all of a sudden you're thinking of a school. From a school, you're thinking of a hospital. I mean, the businesses I just mentioned, Superman, they started up as a comic book, and then it graduated into becoming a TV series, became soap opera. Yes, sometimes it was a soap opera. There was a time it became a movie, different kinds of movies, different kinds of seasons. I mean, we have toys from the Superman franchise. You have, licensing to place the pictures, and all of that stuff, the kind of things better that comes out from just that one single idea, or the linkages that a particular idea can have with other ideas is amazing. Harry Potter book started off as a book, and then it became a movie and made her billions. It became a game, became toys. So link ideas are ideas that you can have that will link you up to many other things, and that's why you must pay particular attention to the ideas that come to you. Leads us to another kind of idea that we call challenge ideas. Challenge ideas are ideas born out of difficulties. I mean, you go through a circumstance, and then from that circumstance an idea is born. And that's what people say. There is people that says that when a man falls down, he when a child falls down, he lies down and cries. But when a man falls down, what he does is that he stands up, picks up what makes him fall, a stone that makes him fall, and then makes sure that nobody else falls there, and he also doesn't fall there the next time he's passing that place. Because you see, when you fall, you have to pick something up. You want to pick an idea, you want to pick a lesson, you want to pick up a philosophy, you want to pick up a thought. You don't want to fall down and not learn something. So Napoleon Hill once said that every situation we have in our life has a seed of equivalent benefit. Any situation we have in life has a seed of equivalent benefit. There's something you can learn from the circumstance you're facing. There's this woman whose daughter was killed by a drunk driver, and as traumatic and as demoralizing that incident or that accident was, that woman eventually had this NGO she created that could help and teach other drivers, other truck drivers, to manage their emotions and manage themselves. It became a massive organization. She even won awards from it. So challenge ideas are ideas born out of difficulty. When there is pressure, songs come. Some of the finest songs you listen to came from sorrowful moments, came from pain. Some of the finest artwork you see today came from challenges. Great books come from, we could go on and on telling of stories of people who came up with fantastic ideas even in spite of a pain. So that's challenge ideas. It leads us to another kind of ideas called event ideas, or what I choose to call incidental ideas. Now, they are not as dramatic as challenge ideas, but they happen. I know these are ideas that come to you when you go for an event, when you are exposed to places, to environments, or environment you expose, and exposure is quite important. My mom of blessed memory used to say to me that traveling is education. If there's one thing you want to do, is you want to travel. You want to expose your mind to new environments, because environment affects your performance. Environment determines how you grow, and you'll be exposed to ideas when you go to new environments. So break out from that circle of friendship, break out from that place and go to other places and see things, how people do things the way they do it. Because when your mind is introduced to a new idea, it expands and it never returns back to its original dimension. Event ideas are powerful, so you need those kind of ideas to make yourself great. One of the person's story I like to share when I talk about event ideas is that of Dele Momodu. I know that Dele Momodu is the publisher of the very popular celebrity and event magazine called Ovation Magazine. Now, for those of us who live in Lagos and who still live in Lagos, you know that Lagos is a place where they have a lot of Owambe parties. Now they have a lot of parties going on, and this guy, he saw that as an opportunity to to make money. So now these guys snap pictures and then share among their friends, and that's all. So he came up with the idea, and idea struck him. What if we snap these pictures, put it in the magazine, and they can still, everybody gets to see how big, how great this event was. All right. And so later on, we could go meet these people and tell them about publishing, putting their events, their weddings, their burial ceremony, their anniversary, their wedding anniversary in a magazine, and then showing the world. And that appealed to the elite, and then that's how Ovation Magazine started, from an event. So events are quite powerful. Ovation Magazine is huge. At some point it was big. I don't know if it's still existing now, but I know that at some point Dele Momodu had to move to Ghana and so on. But event ideas come by way of going for events. So make out time to travel, go to places, go to events, go for seminars, go for conferences, expose your mind, consciously expose your minds to environment, expose your mind so that you can become better. And that's how you can capture some of these great ideas. That leads us to another kind of idea called heavy ideas. What are heavy ideas? Heavy ideas, as the name implies, are ideas that are as a result of one or two or more ideas. When two people come together in the spirit of harmony, in the pursuit of a particular goal, a great idea is formed. And that's why I believe so much in brainstorming meetings. It's very important that you form a mastermind alliance. You want to start that business, you want to start that project, you want to start that organization, you form a mastermind alliance, a think tank where you come together and your ideas are scrutinized and synchronized, harmonized into one. The idea that is as a result of that meeting is called a heavy idea. And heavy ideas are ideas from synergy, a concept from combination of different minds. I believe that when two or more minds come together, a third or alternative mind is formed. You didn't get that? When two or more people come together in the spirit of harmony to pursue a particular project, a third mind emerges. This third or alternative mind or power mind or superior mind is superior in quality than all of the individual minds. You didn't get that? When two people come together in agreement in the pursuit of a goal, another mind emerges. This mind that emerges, or this idea or concept that emerges, is superior than them individually. And the beautiful thing is that if they stay in the spirit of harmony, if they harmonize, they can access the quality of that mind. And it reminds me of what Jesus said at some point. I seem to understand the concept that where two or three are gathered, I am there. That the divinity is available, and because divinity has all of his praise omnipotent, all of the minds, all of the people are available. If you collect them together, they're not as powerful as the attraction of that divinity available. So whenever minds come together, a superior mind is attracted. The infinite intelligence, the supreme being is involved. And that's the power of unity. And that's why I particularly like the heavy ideas. So heavy ideas are ideas as a result of the merging of minds, the coming together of minds. Heavy ideas are also ideas that come straight from heaven's bakery, straight from God, some people have amazing insight that when they are eventually released, people are shocked by its impact. So you want to be very particular about ideas. Meetings of harmony, team meetings, they're very important. It leads us to the last two kinds of ideas. If you notice that we have 9 different kinds of ideas, I'll probably list them when we're done. The next one are called expressive ideas. What are expressive ideas? Ideas that work quickly. They come to you fast, and if you don't implement them fast, you get to lose them. Someone said that ideas are insights into opportunities. I agree. So you go to a particular place and you see a lacuna, you see a problem, and then you solve that problem quickly. You solve the problem as quickly as you can, and that is called an expressive idea. It came to you. So, there's no recharge card business here. Let me put up a recharge card stuff here. And quickly, and the thing about expressive ideas is that it converts into cash quickly. You see a place, there's no POS stand here. I can solve that problem. I can fill that gap. They are expressive ideas. The ideas that are very, very fast. They come fast and they also go fast. But nothing is as powerful as what is called a recessive idea or recessive ideas. They may be slow, but they are sure to manifest. They are sure to manifest. And most great conglomerates, most great visions are recessive. They start off slowly, but eventually they become things that people cannot resist. Now, Victor Hugo said that that you cannot stop an idea when its time has come. And I think he was talking about this kind of ideas, recessive ideas that may not seem to be appealing to people, that may even get a bit of discouragement from people, but because you brood on it and because you stay on that idea, it evolves into becoming a recessive, a dominant idea. And so these are the 9 kinds of ideas that may show up in your life. They can come as a result of circumstance, events, interactions with people. I like to go over some of these ideas so you can be conscious of them. Perhaps you are writing down. We have trash ideas. Those are ideas tested in the laboratory of life. We have shelf ideas. I said ideas that are not for now but for the future. Proposals. We have suggestive ideas from books, from materials, from conversations, from meetings with people. We have link ideas that have the potential to be linked or network with other ideas that can lead you. Instead of putting out that magazine, it then becomes a school. Instead of a book, it's now a movie. In a movie that has games, that has toys. Link ideas, challenge ideas are ideas that are born from circumstances and difficulties. And we have event ideas. Event ideas are ideas that come, as a result of events. You go for events, you travel, you meet people, your mind is exposed, and then right there and then, an idea emerges. All right, and then we also have heavy ideas. These are ideas that show up as a result of brainstorming meetings, about mastermind alliances, strategic meetings. Those are the kind of ideas that happen to you, heavy ideas. And we said expressive ideas that come fast and go fast, and if you implement them, you quickly make a lot of money. And then we have recessive ideas. They take time to build, but eventually when they come out strong, when they eventually become realities, they're hugely strong. So you need to be sensitive to ideas, because I've told you that when you pray to God to make you prosperous, He does not send you people necessarily. He will first send you ideas. He will first send you ideas before He sends you people, because he wants you to know that when a man of ideas meets a man of resources, exchange inevitably occurs. So sometimes when you process the ideas and you authenticate the ideas, you take that idea and you process it and authenticate it, you eventually meet someone who has the capacity or the resources. That exchange occurs. So ideas are important. God's answer to your prayer is ideas. So one of the things you need to have as an excellent person, as a person who is successful, who wants to be successful, is to have your writing part, because ideas are everywhere. Life is speaking to you. Circumstances are speaking to you. Events are speaking to you. You can be watching the same television show. Others are just watching for entertainment value, and right in the middle of the conversation, you're getting an idea, a breakthrough idea that can turn your life around. So I want to heighten your sensitivity to ideas. Remember that the birth of an idea could be the emergence of a business empire. You don't want to start thinking about downgrading or looking down your ideas. Remember what I talked about conceptualization. Conceptualization means that you capture ideas, you appreciate ideas, and you believe them. So those ideas you have, you may not, when you look at your circumstance, when you look around you, it doesn't look at all that you are the kind of person that should achieve those ideas. You shelve them. It doesn't look at all that you're the kind of person that deserves to put this into implementation. You shelve them, because ideas can turn your life around. Ideas can make you big and huge, and this is important. So let me take this a step further, so you can begin to understand the power of ideas and how you can turn them into reality. Now, a few things I want to write. If you're writing anything, write this down: the evolution of ideas. Because you see, ideas have to go through a process. Remember, I told you that there's a conceptualization, and the next phase is the articulation. Conceptualization has to do with capturing and believing that idea. The articulation means is to draft and craft, to draft and craft the idea, writing the business plan. Very, very important. No business succeeds without a plan. It has to be a plan written out down. If you're going to banks to get money, if you're going to meet investors or customers, they're going to ask you for your plan. What plan do you have on ground? And then the actualization step is the step-by-step process in getting those ideas. So ideas usually go through evolution. I want to just begin to highlight a few evolutions of ideas. The first thing I want us to talk about is the first evolution, or the next evolution after ideas, is vision. So I'm sure you've heard a lot about vision. What is vision? And I want you to pay attention, because it's wanting to have an idea is you move the idea, don't just have ideas, you want to move that idea to the next level so that there's clarity. You move your idea to the vision level. What's vision? Vision simply is the ability. Vision as relates to what we're talking about is idea plus picture. When your ideas begin to have pictures, when you start to see your idea, you don't just feel it again, you don't just think it, you're now seeing the idea at the back of your mind, then it's no more just an idea, it's now a vision. So idea plus picture is vision. Idea plus moving picture. Some people see the vision or the picture in moving pictures, all right? So when it's like that, then it has moved from just being an idea to being very powerful, a vision. And why do you need to move from idea to vision? Because you see, there's something about vision and emotions. There's something about vision and motivation. There is something about vision and motion. There is no progress without vision. Any worthwhile progress that you see is traceable, really traceable to a man's vision. People do because they see, people move because they see. And so that's why you don't just want to have an idea, you want to move an idea from just being an idea to becoming a vision that you can see and others can see. So when you start painting pictures, when you start, modeling stuff, you start moving those ideas into pictorial formats, then it is no more an idea, it's now a vision. Does it make sense to you? Seeing things. So when we say a person is visionary, or that man is visionary, what we're trying to say is that man don't just have ideas, he has clear insight. He sees clearly what he wants to do. And ultimately, a man who is visionary has hindsight, has insight, and has foresight. Hindsight means that he has a clear vision of the historic past. And one of the things I want to encourage you, one of the ways to become a very powerful person is to have hindsight, to think about the past, to know about and to have clarity about your history. Your history has made you who you are today. So have clarity about your history. Hindsight. See it clearly. Don't just have an idea about your history. Have a vision about your history. As in, see it clearly. The next thing is insight. Insight means have a vision about trends, about what is happening now. If you're not updated, you'll be outdated. You want to know, have clear vision of what's going on, what's trending in the business. Why is the internet so important? So insight is also what makes you visionary. And then looking forward, foresight. So when we say hindsight, insight, and foresight, it says that man is a visionary person. So you are visionary when you have hindsight, insight, and foresight. That is so powerful. Again, vision is idea plus picture. Vision is idea plus moving picture. It takes us to another level. And that level is called dreams. I'm sure that you've heard a lot of times about the term dream. I have a dream. Martin Luther King Jr., who died sometime, I think 1969, he was that man who gave that immortal speech, a great speech, famous speech, I have a dream, on the Abraham Lincoln Memorial. He said, I have a dream. He didn't say I have an idea. He didn't say I have a vision. He said I have a dream. So what is a dream? And I want you to follow this carefully. A dream is a vision plus passion. When you mix vision, when you mix passion with your vision, it's now a dream. A dream is something that does not let you rest. A dream is something that burns, stirs up something on your inside. So vision plus passion equals dreams. A passionate vision is your dream. And so a vision is idea plus picture Therefore, dream is idea plus picture plus passion. Do you get that now? Do you get that mathematics? Idea plus picture plus passion equals dreams. And you see, a lot of times, the reason why a lot of us don't get to achieve our goals and achieve our aspirations, is because we just in the idea level. We have not started gaining clarity. We don't see our ideas. We don't have insight, foresight, and hindsight. We don't have clarity. There's nothing for us to see, so our mind cannot process it. We've not even gotten our people to see what we are saying. We are still talking instead of showing. And then even at that visionary level, you need to move to the next level, and that's the dream level, where you have so much passion. That passion that persuades you. You see, because it's the dreamers that become the leaders. It's the dreamers that become the speakers. Now, because at this stage, passion is so strong, you start to communicate, and passion persuades. When you get to the dream stage, you cannot keep silent. I was reading the Bible, and someone was saying the other day to me, in a service, I've read the Bible, and we're discussing the Bible, and he said to me that Joseph had a dream. And that dream, why did he communicate? Why did he tell the dream to his parents? Why did he tell his dream to his siblings? And I tell you, my friends, I told him back, I said to him, sir, the truth is that if you have a dream, you cannot but talk. If you have a dream, it is burning on your inside. Dreams are associated with passion. So dreams are quite powerful. Do you have a dream? Has your idea moved from idea to vision? Has your vision moved to dream? Dreams are passionate visions. Now, but see, there's a higher, or what would you rather say, a deeper dimension than just having a dream. And that dimension is so important. It's called the level of conviction. Now, trust me, a lot of people don't really get the results they need to get in their lives, make the impact they're supposed to make in their lives, because they have not got to that point of conviction. And so what's conviction? Let's take a note. Now, so you see, conviction is your dream with strong belief. So dreams plus strong belief equals conviction. When you have dreams and then you mix it with strong belief about what you're pursuing, is equal to conviction. And now, trust me, people who have convictions are dangerous people. You have to move your business idea to that point of conviction. Are you convicted? Do you have convictions about your business? Now, men of convictions are dangerous, very dangerous people. Al-Qaeda, ISIS, those men are operating in the realm of conviction. They're not talking about ideas here. They're not talking about vision here. They're not talking about dreams. They're talking about conviction. So conviction is dreams plus strong belief. I saw a story. I read a story of Mary Slessor. I don't know if you know about that story. Amazing woman who saved the killing of twins in Nigeria. Started from Calabar. And the story is that, I don't know how true the story is, but I read it and I was so excited when I read it. It said that she was supposed to get married to somebody in Scotland. Supposed to get married to somebody in Scotland. And they had gone far. But she said, nursing the idea of moving to Africa as a missionary for the Presbyterian Church. She wanted to come to Africa to do stuff, and all of that. And then, it moved from just being an idea to becoming a vision. It moved from the point of becoming a dream. She would wake up sometimes and she's dreaming about Africa, looking at the map of Africa and wanting really to become a missionary in Africa. But that's not where the case is. These guys had gone far. They were getting ready to get married. But, it festered to the point where it became a conviction. Now, when it became a conviction, she became a missionary. She left her proposed marriage, a marriage that she was supposed to get married. She left marriage on the basis of conviction. That's what I'm talking about here. She came all the way to Africa. She even died in Africa. And today, if you go to Scotland, the 10 pounds, the 10 pounds sterling of the Scottish currency has the face of this woman called Mary Slessor. Amazing story. She didn't have a child. She didn't have a marriage, but she has a legacy. You come to some parts of Africa, You see things like the Maurice Lesser University, the Maurice Lesser Hospital. It's on the basis of conviction. So when you're a man of conviction, there's nothing you cannot achieve. They're the most dangerous people. So conviction is dreams plus strong belief. Have you added belief to your dream? Have you anchored your dream with strong belief? So if dream plus strong belief equals conviction, it therefore means also that vision plus passion plus strong beliefs equals conviction. If vision plus passion plus strong belief equals conviction, it also means that idea plus picture plus passion plus strong belief equals conviction. Move your concept from just having an idea or having a vision or having a dream to having convictions. What can you die for? What can you stand for? Can you stand for the NGO? Can you stand for what? That's when dreams have been anchored with strong beliefs. That's the point, we call it the point of ideology. When you have a personal ideology, the knowledge of your ideas, the strengthened, anchored knowledge of your idea, that's the place of conviction. And you really are dangerous at this point. No, but there's a higher dimension than conviction. We're talking about the evolution of ideas. There's a higher dimension, and that dimension is strong. It's called the dimension of mission. So you move from conviction to mission. Naturally, when you get to that place of conviction, you become a missionary. You begin to act. You become very consistent. People are saying, George, why are you so consistent? How did you do it? You see, it's very simple. I've not taught you about the evolution of ideas. How were you able to stay through the times? Because it was not an idea. It moved. It became a vision. It was not just a vision. It moved. It became a dream. It was not just a dream. It was anchored with beliefs. It became a conviction. And that's the problem a lot of entrepreneurs have. That's the problem a lot of people have. People follow men of conviction, not men of ideas. People follow men of conviction, not men of vision. People follow men of conviction, not men of dreams. You can be a dreamer and people will laugh at you. You can be a man of vision and people will mock you. You can be a man of ideas and people just laugh at you, look away from you. But when you get to that point of conviction, you have conviction on your inside, you are a dangerous person. People will follow you. You know what? The world is looking for men and women of convictions. Even your Christian faith. Have you come to that point where you're convinced about your faith? Has it become an ideology? Have you come to that point where you're convinced about the product you're doing? Are you really crusading a cause? That's how to move. People, you see, the men of get a crowd. People follow men of conviction. They move to the next point, missionary, become missionary. So let's do a little mathematics. Conviction plus commitment equals missionary or becomes mission. Conviction plus commitment equals mission. When you add commitment to your conviction, it becomes, they call you a missionary. All right. If that is so, and conviction is dream plus strong sense of belief. Okay, so conviction is dream plus strong sense of belief. That means that dream plus strong sense of belief plus commitment equals mission. It also means that vision plus passion plus strong sense of belief plus commitment equals mission. It also means that idea plus picture plus passion plus strong sense of belief plus commitment equals mission. That's how to go. And there's a last part. And this is where you should get to with your ideas. This is where you should get to with your concept. This is where you should get to with your business. This is where you should get to. Do you get this? This is where you should get to. And that point is the place of commission or commission. And so you see some pastors, I know, and there's a fantastic bishop. He uses this commission. You know, you hear those kind of words and you were like, whoa, that's strong. I believe that commission is a combination of two words. Commission. That is, you've moved because of your missionary activities, you've moved to the point where you have endorsements and when you have divine partnership, where God begins to work with you in the accomplishment of that idea. So commission is mission plus divine partnership. Commission is mission plus divine endorsement. See, through this, when you become missionary, when you start doing mission, when you get to the realm of mission, very soon you would have support. I mean, you have great support. So I trust that you've learned a whole lot today. I thought you have learned a whole lot today. We've talked about the different kinds of ideas and how that you must be very, very sensitive to the ideas that come to you, because the birth of an idea could be the business, the birth of a business empire. But we didn't stop there. We also talked about the evolution of ideas. And what do you mean by the evolution of ideas? As in how ideas translate, change. And it's important that you allow these ideas to change, because that will strengthen the realization of that, to bring to pass the realization of ideas. We talked about ideas. Remember, we said it begins with ideas, it moves on to vision. So don't just leave your ideas at the idea realm, move it to vision, it moves on to dreams, it moves on to conviction, it moves on to mission, and it gets on to commission. All right, so this thing I just shared with you basically is abstract, I guess, but I'm sure you've taken down a few notes and you've gleaned a few lessons from it. The next time we'll talk about this concept, we'll go into the practical ways to start implementing ideas. We'll go into those ways, those things you need to do to turn your ideas into reality. Again, don't leave ideas in idea format. Move them to conviction level. Move your ideas to conviction level, because men of conviction have followership. The man of conviction has a lot of followers. And so we're going to look at a few other things. Maybe we'll look at it another time. We'll talk about strategy, the place of strategy, the relationship of a strategy and ideas. We'll look at talents and ideas. We'll look at people and ideas. We'll look at legalities, being conscious of your intellectual property, the legalities of an idea. So look at all of these things as we move forward and make progress. I hope you got value today, and I trust that you learned a few things that will help you. My prayer is that those ideas you have will become a reality. My prayer is that those concepts that you have will move from not just abstract, they will become reality. And when we have men who have ideas, who sprout out, and we have ideas here and there, sprouting out here and there, we eventually form a critical mass that can change our societies. Wherever you're watching this from, in Africa, in Europe, you know that when we have men of ideas, we can change our world and change society. So if you watch this on YouTube and you like it, I'd like you to subscribe to this video. I also like you to click on the notification button, and if you want to ask me any questions, you can go to www.georgeacn.com and get to know what I do and get to have a connect with me. You also get to see my phone number. You can also send that phone number there. You can call me on it. You can chat me up on it on WhatsApp, and I'll be delighted to reach out to you. I'll take this a step further soon. We're going to look at the relationship between ideas and your talent. The relationship between your ideas and money is something you don't want to miss. Until then, I wish you a great time. May God breathe and bless your ideas. God bless.